It has been many hours since I filmed those first clips this morning. The tea is long gone. I had lots of work to do for the writing studio. I did my monthly finance reconciliation today, and I am getting ready to head out to celebrate the holidays with my friend. We're having our annual holiday extravaganza and we're keeping it very low-key this year. I decided not to wear my signature lipstick today. I'm actually a little tired of the color, and I decided just to go with the Atomy lip glow, and I put on a little bit of eye makeup because I don't wear a lot of makeup anymore. If I do my eyes and my lips, I feel very, very made up. So it's either the signature lipstick or eyeshadow, and today I thought this outfit looked better with eyeshadow. I've decided that wearing lipstick on the regular really isn't for me, so I'm gonna be sticking to this sort of look most of the time. Hubby's making steak, so he's going to put that into the pan. Whenever we used to fry stuff, Truffle would thump and go running if he was in the living room. He hated that sizzling noise. I'm very content to keep the 3 lipsticks I have remaining. This is like a brick red, and then I've got this one, which is quite similar. Got a more rosy tone, whereas the first one is more orange leaning in comparison. And then this one, which is one of my favorites, a beautiful coral color. Even though corals don't look super good on me, this one is more pink leaning, so I feel like I can pull it off, especially if I just do a light wash with some gloss on top. I think it's really pretty. I wear that in a lot of my main channel videos. So I'm very content with these 3 lipsticks worn very occasionally, and the rest of the time the Atomy lip glow. And I will be saying goodbye to this product once I've worn it for a few more months here and there. I'll probably let this go in March or April. It feels really nice to be out after being inside all day. My friend and I are meeting at a place called Crimson Teas. I had a really nice time with my friend, and it is time to do today's puzzle. Day 20 is right over here. My friend and I had a really lovely time at Crimson Teas. We both ordered the satay beef and pineapple stir fry. Their specialty is black tea noodles, and they make them in-house. There was a lot of meat though, a lot of beef. It was very good, very tender and flavorful. But I ate a lot of beef today because I had a couple of bites of the steak that hubby made before I went to meet my friend. That was way more meat than I usually eat. So I'm feeling pretty full, and I'm like really craving sweets. It's already 10 p.m. so I'm not gonna have anything else for the rest of the evening. The reason it's so late is because my friend and I had a really nice time chit-chatting, and we basically stayed until the restaurant closed. And then I walked with her for a bit because I knew I still needed a few more steps. And then I had some work to do for the writing studio. I wanted to get it done, and then I could relax and do my puzzle. It was my friend's turn to come up with something for us to do. So she came up with the idea to get to know each other even more by coming up with 10 multiple choice questions for each other, something about ourselves that the other person might not know. Now, we have been friends for a very long time. Since the last year of high school is when we met, and I had a hard time coming up with questions. I did learn a few things about my friend, which was awesome. I also realized that we do actually know a lot about each other as well. A lot of the questions that I came up with that I thought she wouldn't know, she actually knew. So really, really fascinating. And I think quite a testament to our friendship. I won't share any of my friend's questions because those are personal to her, but maybe I'll share one of mine. Okay, so the question is, what scares me the most about humanity? Option A, polarization and how this affects our levels of compassion. Option B, short form content and how this affects our attention span. Option C, mass consumerism and how this affects our environment. Option D, greed and corruption and how this affects our economies. Do you know the answer? Oh, he wasn't listening! Would you like to hear? Read it to you again?
Which one bothers you the most?
What scares me the most about humanity?
C or D? C. D? What's A or B? What's A or B again?
Oh, polarization and how this affects our levels of compassion.
Polarization. Oh.
And short form content and how this affects our attention span.
Sure. It's A.
Yeah. Yeah. So my friend also guessed D, I think, but the answer is A. That is a sample of one of the questions that I asked my friend, but there was a whole range. Not everything was heavy. There were some like lighter questions, more fun questions. My eye looks swollen. It looked red when I was in the washroom, but now it looks like it's even more swollen. I better wash my face soon. Maybe it's because I haven't worn eye makeup in a while. I'm gonna talk like this so you don't see the eye, but it's really distracting. It was a fun exercise and I definitely enjoyed it. And we also decided that we are going to continue with our monthly emails to each other. So I'm very, very happy that we will have these regular touch points. And this puzzle is so cute. Sleepy kitten under the Christmas tree with all of the presents and a couple of ornaments. And my eye is feeling like, it feels like it's getting worse. So I am going to wash my face now and go to bed because it is probably time for bed as well, which is why I'm like, after a certain time, I find I get a lot of like physical and mental and emotional symptoms. My body is starting to say it's time for bed. So I think we're getting to that time. So I'm going to wash my face and I will see you all tomorrow. Good morning everyone and welcome to Vlogmas Day 21. It is the first day of winter in the Northern Hemisphere today and that means the days are going to start getting longer from here. So this is a very happy and exciting day for me, even though I'm okay about the winter now and I'm okay about not having as much daylight versus how I felt about it before. As you can see, my eye is a bit better. I think I must have touched it when I was working. I'm pretty good at not touching my face anymore, but sometimes I still pick at myself, or when I'm working and I get a little bleary-eyed, especially at night, I might like rub it a little bit. So I must have done that. I noticed it getting red when I was brushing my teeth right before I did the day 20 puzzle. And as I was vlogging, it just started puffing up and it was very puffy by the time I finished recording that clip. But I just washed my face, put on my skincare as I usually do, and I pretty much went straight to bed. And this morning, it's still a little bit red and a little bit puffy, but nowhere near as bad as yesterday. Let's go ahead and open day 21. I can't believe we're in the last row of the advent calendar already. I was wanting a turtle today, so I'm really happy to see these. And they are the salted caramel ones, yay! With the turtles we have saltwater taffy, and I've been loving the saltwater taffy in the advent calendar. And here is our tea today. Oh, we have the alpine herbs again. And then here is hubby's coffee. Oh, this is from Hatch in Toronto. I've heard really good things about this coffee roaster. I'm excited for him to try this one. It feels like it's been a long time since I've gone for a morning walk. Even though I have been walking every day, I think I've been pushing my walk a little bit later or having a bunch of errands to run, so I haven't had as much time outdoors. So today I am taking my usual morning walk, being outside a lot, even though it is very nippy today. And I've just got a few things to pick up, but it feels so good to be in the brisk morning air. I felt a little cooped up the past few days and feeling a little bit of stress, holiday stress, but when I'm outside, everything kind of just shifts back into perspective. It's been another busy day at work, but I have a pocket of time, so I want to do my puzzle. And then I want to get an early start on editing this vlog, but let me grab the puzzle first. Day 21 is in this bottom corner here. I think the shirt that I'm wearing is a pretty good match to the tea packaging today. This shirt is one that hubby bought for me way back when. I think it was close to when we first started dating. And it's a shirt that I like to pack with me when we go down south. We haven't been in a while, but we have plans to head to Cuba in February. So this will be our first time out of the country since before COVID. Our last trip was to Japan, and it was in December, right before COVID. Stayed very close to home. We have flown once, but that was to Halifax, so it was a really easy flight. This one will be an easy flight too, I think, in terms of the duration, because it's only around 3.5 hours. But it'll be very different because we are leaving the country. We're also leaving Lulu, whereas she came with us to Halifax. We're looking forward to it for the most part. I'm a little bit nervous about leaving Lulu. I wanted to get my puzzle on now because I have a book club meeting planned for tonight. I'm not sure if it's happening because a lot of people actually had things come up today or are feeling under the weather. So one of the organizers is just waiting on a few of us to respond. I've already responded. I said I was planning to go, but I'm also fine if we decide to reconvene in the new year. It's such a busy time right now and it can be quite stressful as well. So we'll see, but I did join a book club. I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous vlog. It's a book club that's actually in the building where I live. So it's really easy. There's like very little resistance in terms of me finding an excuse not to go. And I was telling hubby, when I join something, I'm like pretty committed. So that's why I actually don't join a lot of things, because I don't like to cancel or not show up. Since I joined this book club, which was, I think my first one may have been August or September. Oh, it was August. It was the month before I launched my book. Since then, I've been to every single book club meeting. The reason I've never joined a book club before is because I don't know if I can commit to attending the meetings, for one. And the other thing is, I don't know if I'm going to want to read the book that is assigned to the group. So the reason I love this particular book club is because we actually don't try to read the same book, or at least we haven't in the time that I've been there. Instead, we'll just bring in the book or books that we're currently reading or that we read in the past month, and we'll share them with the group. We'll provide a little bit of a synopsis and talk about what we thought and whether we would recommend the book. So I really love that because I can read whatever I want. I haven't been reading a lot because I've been so caught up with recording videos for Vlogmas, and I'm just not in a reading mood right now. But I do have some books on my list that I want to read, and I was planning to bring those books to tonight's meeting. So maybe I'll show you those once I'm done this puzzle, or actually I can show you them now, because I've done the border. The other thing I wanted to mention is that in 2024 and beyond, I want to be really intentional with the books that I read, because I am going to be starting my media reset in January. I want to be very aware of where I am directing my attention. I do have a list called 101 in 1001. It's basically 101 things I want to do in the next 1001 days, and I think that works out to about like 2.74 years. On this list, I have an item that is, I think it's read 50 books. So 50 books in just under 3 years. For me, it's pretty doable, and it's not really that much of a stretch goal, but I didn't want it to be a stretch goal. And I also found that I wasn't reading a lot. So in a way, I guess situationally, it was a stretch goal for me. But then I found I was just kind of like reading anything to get the number up, and that's not how I want to do things moving forward. So I think for my next 101 and 1001, I'm going to list the actual books that I want to read, but if I don't read them, that's fine as well. I just don't want to be so like hyper focused on the number of books. So I do have 3 books here that I plan to read in 2024, and I'm doing the TikTok thing where you show like this part of the book and then you talk about the book and you reveal what it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in order from like what I see. So this book is a really thin book, a pretty famous book. I think it'll be an easy read, and it was actually highly recommended to me by one of the people in my life. And I don't really know what to say about it, so I'm just gonna show it to you now, and it is Tuesdays with Morrie. So I'm really excited to read this. Apparently there are some great insights in here, so I guess this would be in the genre of self-help. The next book is something that I have tried to read before. I couldn't really get through it. I think I got through maybe this much of it. I think this book is pretty much impossible to guess based on what I've said about it, but it is Autobiography of a Yogi. This last book is something I got from one of my colleagues at the writing studio. I heard about this book initially from my friend who wrote Denison Avenue. This is by a Canadian author, and it is a novel, so it's a piece of fiction, but it's based on an area in the GTA, and it got amazing reviews. I am super excited to read this, and the book is Scarborough by Catherine Hernandez. So those are the 3 books that I plan to read at some point in 2024. Of course, there will be others. I will very likely read more than 3 books in the new year, but these are the ones that I've like specifically set aside to read. All right. Let me finish this puzzle, and then I think I have gone on long enough, and I've got enough footage to edit now for the vlog that you are currently watching. Hubby bought us tahinis for dinner, and it was really good. I think the portion has gotten a little bit smaller since we last ordered it. It's been 2 months, but they changed the shape of the bowl, so it was hard to tell. But I'm pretty sure based on the weight that it's less food. It was still really good. I'm not that hungry because I'm still feeling like rather full from all the beef I ate yesterday. It's just, I feel fine, like I can still eat, but I'm just not craving anything heavy. I want a lot of sweets, so I've got my plate of dessert that I'm going to start eating once I'm done this clip. This puzzle was fun. It's a big window, so it did take me some time, but the color is very like matchy with my top and with the tea. So I liked this one a lot. There's nothing really going on in this one. Usually there's an animal or some humans. Still really like the puzzle. The scene is really beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and end off the vlog now. I do have a lot of editing to do tonight because I haven't started on any of the clips from yesterday or today. So I'm going to get working on that as soon as I'm done my dessert. I also have a bit of work to do for the writing studio tonight. I have only 1 more day of work tomorrow, so I want to get a head start because I do have something that I need to do pretty much first thing in the morning. And then we shall see about book club. I do plan to go if the meeting is still on, but if not, I will happily take that time at home and spend it editing this vlog. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in 2 days. Bye!